asked to introduce to you our honoree for the hour. This person, I know many of you know as well, but this is my oldest friend. And when I say oldest, I mean oldest. Kristen and I have been friends since kindergarten. So that takes us back to about 1985 or so. Brighton Elementary School, Miss Jan Hall's class. Somewhere along in there. Immediate sparks, we have always had kindred spirits. We've built an immediate relationship, and we've been able to garner and nurture that relationship since that time. I'm gonna try not to cry. I'm a crybaby.
Me too.
But that's through school, of course, and throughout this whole journey called life. Kids, jobs, relationships, travel, some of the worst of times. And my best friend lives hundreds, thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
But we can literally pick up the phone at any hour, any day. We FaceTime now. It's better. It's better to see her face. But she's always been that for me. More appropriate for today, the introduction should include all of the wonderful accomplishments that she's made professionally. I mean, wonderful accomplishments. So I wanted to list them for you. But Kristen hosts a weekly podcast where she interviews what she calls interesting people.
And fascinating.
Right. Let me get it right. Interesting and fascinating people. And so what I wanted to do, I'm still going to do it, but you can stay right there.
Okay.
So she's limping a little bit today, so I won't bring her up just yet. But what we'll do for the introduction, I'm going to interview you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I had the privilege last year, I think, she interviewed me for that podcast, and it was the most wonderful opportunity for me because it reintroduced me to me. She asked me questions about myself on subjects that I hadn't thought about in years. You kind of go through life and you're just doing life, and you never really stop to reflect on what you've accomplished, what storm you made it through, how you've grown. It just gave me an opportunity to learn about myself. Now, quite often I go back and look at the views on all the numbers on her podcast to see if my number is going up, because I go listen to my podcast all the time.
Yes.
All the time. So I'm going to interview you. So can everybody hear her? Say yes so they can see if they can hear you. Answer yes or no. Okay, good. Everybody hear her yes?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So the very first question she asked everyone on the podcast is, what do you say? Tell us about yourself. And she'll say, this is not a job interview. So Kristen, tell us about yourself.
I am a Southern-born girl to a mother of an educator and a father who's a preacher. I am a middle child with an older sister and a younger brother. I am an aunt, and here it goes.
And a crybaby.
I'm getting up because I cannot do this in real form, who I am. I am a godmother to a little boy back there who is the love of my life. I am, you ain't gonna handicap me. No, I got this. I am, I'm an actor, I'm a singer, I'm a podcast host. I am a lover of people, I'm a lover of Jesus. I'm a good friend.
You are a good friend.
I'm a person who sees people's spirit.
Yes.
And forgive, and I accept people where they are, even if they're not where I want them to be. And I'm a cheerleader for people. I want you to see everything that God made you to be. I want you to see yourself through my eyes, because my eyes are hard on me but easy on you. And that's who I am.
That's good.
You did this.
I'm only gonna ask you one more question to get you back to a happy place.
Okay, I'm happy
For
now.
your-
Y'all, I cry. This is just what I do.
Yeah. So tell us about your favorite or most memorable performance and your takeaway from it.
Okay. Most memorable performance. Okay. Well, that's easy. So, my most memorable performance was The Color Purple. And it's because Suge and I, we love each other. Like, we have a relationship. You know, I got a relationship with that woman.
Yes.
I understand struggle. I understand feeling, you know, seeing yourself beautiful and ugly. I understand being misjudged off of what people see. And the Lord has been so good to me that a lot of my flaws have been covered. So when you see me, you go, oh, wow, she's got it all. But if you don't know me, you don't know what it took to smile. And so it's so important for me to tell that story and release that lie that people have in their head. Because we all got stuff. It's just that some the Lord made available for everybody to see, and some He said, I'm going to cover so you can tell it. And so you tell it so that other people can see how good God is. Amen. You got to tell it so then they can say, oh, shoot, she came up from that. You know what I mean? That's how good God is. God lifted her from that. But if you keep it to yourself and you don't tell anybody, then everybody has this image of those people who were just blessed a little extra. Oh, they're special. No, of course they're special, but not because of that. They're special because they told the secrets, they told the stuff that other people would judge, and they said, here I am and love me as I am. And that's why I love Suge. I gotta go back to Suge. That's why I love Suge, because Suge sings, she dances, she tells the truth, she tells the good, the bad, and the ugly, and she's not afraid to apologize. But she is unapologetically herself. And that's why. That's who. Yeah. I want more questions.
Okay.
It's my day.
Okay. Tell us about your childhood.
Oh, okay. Oh, y'all, I had the bomb childhood. We didn't have a lot of money. And it's so funny, I say I had the bomb childhood and then we didn't have a lot of money, because what it taught me is that money doesn't make you. You know what I mean? That's what it taught me. Now in this day and time, it's like what you have that makes you something. But I used to go outside and play with the dirt, and I had the best time of my life. We had a little sandcastle outside of a trailer. We were in the trailer park, and it wasn't no double wide. It was a single. You know what I mean? But you couldn't tell me that I wasn't living in a mansion. We literally thought we lived next door to Michael Jackson. That's how blessed we were. So we didn't know. Money did not rule my world, because when my parents said no, it was just no. It wasn't no because I can't afford it. It wasn't no because, you know, we can't make the bills this week. It was just no. And so I just took it as, oh, okay, they just said no, and that's that. But what it taught me was that I started to see people. So you can't impress me and you can't buy me. So I'm not purchasable to anybody. If I say no, it's because my gut said no, and that's God. So I had a beautiful childhood. I was very much so who I wanted to be. My parents didn't stop that because they couldn't. They may have wanted me to be better or who they wanted me to be, but they couldn't. I was very specific about who I was going to be. And I gave them a lot of hardship. My mama went to therapy because of me. She did. And my dad, I called so many family meetings about my feelings. I was like, I am sad because you told me I couldn't do this. And they would just look at me like, who is this child? You know, like she goes against all the grain. But it's because I went against the grain and I questioned so much that I became who I am. So, I mean, that's a testament to them. But it's also a testament to the Lord. Yeah, and they laid a good foundation of Jesus. You know, that's who I live for. I know who I'm gonna see when the Lord says goodbye to me.
All right.
Two more questions.
Okay.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or less, whatever you want.
No, two more questions,
Okay.
because I want to hear the answer to both of these.
Okay.
Talk to us
Is that lipstick on my
about.
teeth?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
They
thank
look wonderful. Talk to us about your journey through romantic relationships.
Ooh.
This is how she did me.
But I'm here for this though,
Yeah.
because matters of the heart, man, they can take you down. I love hard. What I realized in those loving relationships was that they couldn't last too long because the Lord didn't like me replacing him. And that's what I would do. When I would get a man, I would replace him with the Lord. So suddenly he became my attention, he became my ambition, he became my drive, he became my will, he became my desire. And the Lord took a back seat. And every time it was like the Lord saying to me, why do you choose them over me? They're a lesson. They're not for you to worship. You know, this one is here to teach you something. Learn the lesson and move on. And so I struggled with that because I didn't see myself the way God saw me. I saw myself the way they saw me. So if I wanted the approval, I needed their love, I needed to feel special, I needed to feel beautiful, and I was always longing for my I love you. It wasn't a statement, it was a question, because I needed you to say it back. So it was like, I love you, so they could say I love you too, because I needed, oh, okay, they love me, I'm good. So I struggled for years through that. And it wasn't until the last guy I was with, the man before my husband took me down through there. But let me tell you something about somebody taking you down through there. You let him. I let him take me down through there. You can't ride in the car and the door ain't locked. You know, you got in and you took the ride. So I took the ride and I let him take me down through there. And I learned so much about what I allowed, about my standards that were very low, and that all I wanted was for somebody to love me. But how can I expect you to love me when I don't know how to love me? You can never love me the way I need because I don't know how. So how's that gonna work? And so in that relationship, I was so low to the ground with so much 4 years of mess because he had abandonment issues and I took him on. His mom died when he was young, so I wanted to be motherly. You know, we got to let people learn their stuff. And instead I was trying to shield him and protect him and keep him. And that, y'all, it's a losing battle. And thank God the Lord literally physically moved me from Tennessee and physically moved me from that man. And I met my husband a month after being in New York. And I met him so low to the ground, you didn't have to lift your foot to step over me. I met him not wanting him. I met him in love with another man. I met him, the only reason I got married to him is because God said so. And I kept saying, God, you sure? You sure, Lord? You know, I mean, literally, I called 3 fasts. 3 fasts, y'all. My family was starving with me. I was like, all right, we're about to starve. I need to make sure that the Lord is being very clear to me that this is the man for me. And literally, the last fast was like a week before we were supposed to get married. And I told him, I said, hey, I'm about to call another fast. You want to join? I mean, the whole family, we go fast, you know. And he said, my husband is Muslim, and he is Senegalese, he's West African. And he said, baby, if you need to call a fast, please do. I will fast with you. He said, because if I am not supposed to be with you, I don't want to be here either. And I said, okay, we're going to fast on Monday. Monday through Monday. Because it made sense to me. You know, might as well figure this thing out, you know. And God said, yes, it took me 2 years to not be angry at the Lord for being married to that man. I was angry. I said, Lord, this wasn't my plan. I hadn't planned on being here. I had a plan. I had Broadway first. I had so many things I wanted to do. I wanted to sew some oaks. You know, I wanted to do all of that stuff. I was in a new city. You know, I wanted to do it. And the Lord sent him a month out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is this? He's like, girl, you done sold enough oaks. You know? And he proposed that in 9 months, so we were married in 6. And 2 years later, I'm like, Lord, why? Why did you send this man? I told y'all, it took me 2 years. And the Lord said, you couldn't be where you are without him. And he was right. This July makes 13 years. I call it, thank you. When folks clap, you know, back in the day when folks would say, I would say, how long you been married? And people be like, oh, 15 years. I'd be like, oh my gosh, congratulations. And now I'm like, now since I'm in it, I'm like, that ain't how it worked. Thank you for the clap. Yeah, I tell you, the clap was the push through. You know what I mean? But the mountains and molehills, they came all along that journey. I mean, we're really at 11 and a half. I'm not 11 and a half. I call it 1 and a half. I say we're 11 plus 1 and a half. And because we had to start over. And so in our start over, we got a new beginning. But that was at 11 years we started over. So like I said, you got to tell on yourself. You know, you clap at that, but I'm telling you that's and I love her more now than I did before.
I love that. You're always so transparent. So last question. Yeah. talk to the young people and some of us seasoned people in the room about choosing a path and following a journey that's not ideal for small town folks like us.
Sure. So small town folks should have big time dreams.
All right.
And what I mean by that is you were created with a purpose in your body that nobody else can do. And you can either choose to die empty or you can die full. Now I'm gonna die empty. That's because what you see is only this big compared to what's in your body. Oftentimes we don't believe we have that power in us. So we're afraid to step out on faith, but it's in the doing. And so sometimes your mind takes a little longer to register, and then your body has to move, and then your feet go. But I say whatever works best for you, do it first. Don't live in doubt. Live in what you are capable of doing. And in that process, while you're going about that journey, don't let anybody stop you. And you be your own number one fan and your own best friend, and tell yourself that you can conquer anything. And if there are people who are negative in your life who have that, have you all heard TD Jakes talk about like the turtle and the giraffe? Mm-hmm. Right? So if you're with the turtle, nothing's wrong with the turtle. A turtle's a beautiful creature. I love turtles. But if I am trying to climb Mount Everest, the turtle may not be the one to go with me. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? I may need that giraffe because he can see farther. He can tell me what's up that hill where I'm going. Okay. So don't be afraid to step out, because you don't want to leave this life with everything in your body not fulfilling the gifts that God gave you, because guess what, y'all? Free will is real. Mm-hmm. And you can either sit and wallow in it, or you can take that bad boy by storm and you can see fear and run towards it. I love it when fear shows up, because it shows me that I get to run into it and watch it shatter into a million pieces. So I do it anyway. So when I'm afraid all the time. I don't care. I'm going to be afraid, and I say, okay, oh boy, I'm scared of that. Oh, now I got to do it, because now I have to show myself that it's not real. So it has suddenly become something that I have to conquer and go, oh, I did that. Okay, just like I said, it's not real, because it's not going to kill me. Now, if you're trying to fight a bear, that's different. And I'm in an actual bear. You should be afraid. Okay? You should be afraid of an actual bear. But if it's not an actual bear, it's just a person telling you no, or a job that said not now, or a relationship that you're afraid to end because you don't want to start over. Mm-hmm. Let that go. Yeah. Let that go. Everything else aligns, because God's will is perfect. It's perfect. That's what I'd say.
Ladies and gentlemen. The incomparable.
Turn her loose.
Kristen.
Y'all know how to make a girl feel special. Y'all know how special you are to me. You see me in these crutches? You see me in these crutches, right? These crutches will not be an obstacle for me. I got a good leg, and I got one that's on the way to being better. Let me tell you about this, because this is the elephant in the room. As Rita said, I am an actress. I'm an actress. I'm a singer. I'm a podcast host. I'm a motivational speaker. This happened in my craft. So I was literally doing a show 3 weeks ago in Massachusetts called 9 to 5 the Musical. And I was playing Violet, and I was singing with one of my castmates on stage. We had just finished, and this particular theater had ramps. So I was going up and down ramps. I was moving set pieces. I was on a ladder. I'm dancing. I'm singing, right? The girl's 40. Now, 40 is not old. I'm telling you, it's not old. It's a beautiful age. I actually love it. I love it more than I love 30. Probably because my mind's changed. And I'm walking in everything, and I will have everything attached to my name. But with that being said, I hit that corner. We were exiting. I ran up that ramp, made 2 rights, and my knee popped. So I am a chick who does not get sick often. I do not injure myself. This is the first time at 40 the Lord says, "Sit down." Okay? And he sat me down. And but I will not let crutches stop me, because I started to think, my husband said, he said, "Baby, you still gonna go?" And I sat there, and I'm like, well, in my mind, that never crossed my mind that I wouldn't. And I sat and I thought about it, and I was like, well, he just gave me an option. And I was like, yeah, because there are people who are terminally ill who go on vacation. There are people who live in wheelchairs 24 hours a day, and they still figure out how to make it happen. I am on crutches. I'm still going. Nothing's wrong with 3 parts of my body. And even if it were, I still have a desire to move. So I'm not going to sit still. I'm going to go. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm on these bad boys. And I know this is temporary, and I'm going to come out bigger and badder than I was before I ever met these crutches. I know I was asked to do a theatrical performance or of some sort. It's so funny that Rita asked to interview me because a lot of that is what I was doing. But not about me, it's about y'all, it's about us. So, one of my passions in life my purpose in life is to serve. I started out in nursing in college, and because I just wanted to be a service to people. I like to give, I'm a giver, you know. And I did an internship at a nursing home, actually here in Covington, and I realized I had a weak stomach for bodily fluids. That career was done. So then I said, what can I do regardless of no matter how much money I make, I feel fulfilled, and it was acting. So I changed my major, told my parents, and then they were terrified, because you know, acting, Lord, nursing is solid, acting not so much. And I prayed over it, and that's what I came up with. In this beautiful journey of acting, I have realized that it used to be a game of numbers. It used to be a game of competition. And I say used to because I changed my mindset. And one thing I want to talk about today is perspective, authenticity, and gratitude. And that's what I live in. So I'm going to sing to you. You're going to hear me talk a little more. But the Lord put it in my spirit that we were going to give and receive today. And that was going to come so you could leave different than you arrived here. And that's really what I live about. The only reason I act is because I want to give something and I want people to leave different than they are. Now I can stand up here and I can give you a monologue with no basis of the foundation of the story. Or I can stand up here and tell you my life, who I see you as, and who you're going to be. And you're going to walk out of here, and then you're going to be the next honoree up here next year or the year after. You're going to be somebody's cheerleader. So I'd rather do that. I want to talk about the field of acting and rejection. First of all, this bad boy, this is motivational speech, y'all. It's called Be Unstoppable. Mm-hmm. And it's for all of us.
All right.
In the field of acting, I've realized that there are 99 no's to a yes. It's like the glacier. You know what I mean? You know how you see, we've all seen the image, right? Where I can't be up here with crutches. I need to be sexy. Could you please help me take these crutches away? I will hold on to this podium. Y'all, these arms are about to be Michelle Obama. Right up there. Thank you, Rita. Thank you. Yeah. What I've learned is, in the field of acting, you have to be a salesman, but not just in acting, in everything in your life. You sell yourself. We sell ourselves every day, y'all. And I don't want you to just sell your representative. I want you to sell your authenticity. Because people connect to who you are authentically. Mm-hmm. If we wanted a cookie cutter, which everybody is trying to show us is what sells today, you need this special wig and these eyelashes. You need to drive this car. You need to live in this house. You need to have this many kids. You need to have this much money in the bank. You need to have this many degrees or letters behind your name. It's all a lie. Everything that God put in you is for you to live up to your full potential. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with how much money you have. It has nothing to do with who you know. The only person you need to know is the good Lord. And I can tell you, I know that for myself. So when I talk about the vulnerability of acting and you have 99 no's, I decided to shift my perspective, because if I look at those no's, those 99 as one down, another to go, then I'm trudging through mud. Mm-hmm. But if I look at those no's as one down, another to go, I'm 99 away, 98 away, 97 away, 96 away, 95 away, 94 away, 93 away, right? I got joy behind it. So if you got joy behind those no's and you're excited about it, you know that they're pushing you closer to your destination. So it stops you from feeling, woe is me, and it helps you to feel like, oh man, I'm getting closer to everything that's attached to my name. One thing I've learned about that throughout this journey is that you have waves. And when those waves come and show you that you can strive and you can succeed and you can excel, you got to ride those bad boys, but not only high and low, you got to ride them in the middle. And why I say you got to ride them in the middle is because that's how you stay consistent in who you are. That's how you do your check-ins. Because if you let life take you low, you'll let it take you high, which is fine. But I'd rather you know your balance all the way through and where to come back to, so you have a median of support. Yes. And that starts with your people and who you surround yourself with. One thing I love to say or love to see is when you lean on the Lord, He'll show up, because I've had some good days.
Oh, yes.
And I've had some hills to climb. I've had some bad days. And some sleepless nights. But when I look around and think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. And I won't complain. That's right. Sometimes the clouds hang low. I can barely see the road. I ask the question, Lord, why so much pain? But He knows what's best for me. Though my weary eyes, they can't see. So I'll say thank you, Lord. I won't complain.
That's right. Hallelujah.
Right? Amen.
Hallelujah.
I won't complain because of perspective and gratitude. You see how I shifted that 99 no's to a yes? Because life is about the journey. It's not only about the destination. If we're living for heaven, yes, sure, we should absolutely be living for heaven. But the Lord, while you're here, doesn't want to waste your time. He doesn't want you to waste His time. He wants you to notice that every single block, every single mountain and molehill that you come in contact with serves a purpose. It's about the joy in the journey. Don't get lost in that. So even while I'm on crutches, I'm like, okay, Lord, what is this teaching me? You need to teach me something right here instead of me waiting on healing, and then be like, oh, once I heal. Lord's like, no, I need you to do now. Because who said tomorrow's promised? Who said I got another day? Who said that, y'all? It doesn't matter how old we are.
Amen.
We don't know. We might have more years ahead of us than a child. We saw that a couple weeks ago. Right? So we're still here. So while you're still here, you got breath in your body. Claim everything that's attached to your name. Okay?
Yes.
And this business perspective is everything. I can be in an audition room with 30 women who look just like me because that's what the tag is. We want a black woman between 30 and 40 years old. We want her to be compassionate, motherly. Well, shoot, that's me. Let me go up there. She might need to know how to sing. Well, that's me, right? So I show up and it's a room full of 300 women that look just like me. Right? So am I going to sit there and say, oh boy, there's my competition. I won't be chosen between these 300. Or am I going to say, okay, there's one spot and it might be mine, but if it's not, what am I going to learn while I'm here? What did God set me up for? This is one thing I've learned in those auditions, y'all. Sometimes those 300 don't get seen because they cut before you can make it to the room. So let's say we start out with 300. They decide they want to go and just do a look. And they say, take all resumes. Okay, thank you all for coming today. We want to keep these names right here. Quick cut. Because they're just going off the specs. Specs are exactly what they described that they wanted, what that director has in his mind or who he wants. So they cut from 300 down to 50. So when you first get there, you didn't put your makeup on, your best dress, la 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 la. You warming up, okay? You don't get to sing that day. You don't even get to go into the room because it's not for you that day. But what I've learned is when I don't get to go into the room, it's because I have to stop and say, now after plenty of rejection and being sad and upset and eating my feelings, the next time when it happens, I said, okay, Lord, what is this for? And He's like, well, I want you to talk to that girl over there because she's nervous, but she gets to go in. I want you to help this girl over here because she didn't even know that there were sides that came and she's not prepared, so give her yours. I want you to be available and present to everybody else because what I sent you here for is not that role. So if we continue to get caught in the end result, we miss the lessons and the blessings along the way. And that's what God doesn't have time for. He doesn't have time for that. So make sure you're paying attention, okay? Yeah. I want you to learn how to cheer somebody on, to be somebody else's cheerleader, to show up for people like all of y'all showed up for me, to make people feel special like Miss Minnie did the first time I heard her voice. Miss Minnie is the joy. She is the joy. And for her to want to give to other women, that means that she already knows what we're here about. We're here about seeing somebody in the street and saying, yes, sis, go, you got it, we support you, we love you. That's what we're put here to do. Because guess what? Whenever you see somebody shine or get what they want, that means that the Lord allowed you to be privy to it so you could know you next.
That's right.
You're seeing it for a reason. The Lord wants you to see that so you can see that it can happen. I think about my little baby Connor back there and how he was born with a black president. He knows no different. That's all he knew. We were jumping up and down like, woo, thank you, Jesus, we made it in. Now everybody can see that every people are people. But this baby walks around here like, that's the president. Because he's just the president.
That's right.
So it's all about perspective and where you see your life going. And I'm grateful he's had that experience. Sometimes we're so set on the destination that we forget the journey. Don't forget to pay attention to where you're going, because your path is on purpose. Nothing's by chance. The best gift we can give is to be true to ourselves. I call it limitless possibilities and gratitude. So if you look at every single thing like, I got that, you got it. I want that. I'll have it. Watch your words. You're the first ones to hear them. You are the ones that have the power to evoke change or comfortability. It's totally up to you. But if you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, watch the shift happen. And I want to make sure you're ready for the shift to happen. As long as there's breath in your body, you have a purpose that the Lord placed for you to fulfill. Don't get lost in it. Don't get lost in, you should be so in your own business that you don't have time for other folks.
That's right.
Your business should be such a priority that you don't know who did what, where, why, where they going, what they said.
All right.
You should be so stuck in your own business
Amen.
that nobody else, and if you are checking for them, you're checking for them because you're praying for them.
That's right. All right.
You're checking for them because you're wishing them well. You're checking for them because you're buying stuff from their business. That's the only reason why you should be in anybody else's business, just to push them, to show them that you're there for them. I'm telling you, it's time for us to lift each other up. And I say that because, you know, we talked about Suge and how great she is. And I thought about the words she sings in the movie, The Color Purple. And she says, Sisters, you've been on my mind, oh, sisters. We're two of a kind, so sisters, I'm keeping my eye on you. I bet you think I don't know nothing but singing the blues. Oh, sister, have I got news for you? I'm something. I hope you think that you're something too. Hey, oh, now scuffling. I've been up that lonesome road and I seen a lot. Sun's going down. Oh, but trust me, no low life's gonna run me around. Hey, so let me tell you something, sister. Remember your name. No twisters gonna steal your stuff away, my sisters. Listen, we sure ain't got a whole lot of time. Hey, so shake your shimmy, sisters. 'Cause darling, this Suge is feeling fine. Thank you, ladies.
All right.
I want you to make sure you hear yourself. I want to make sure you see yourself. I want to make sure you be your own best friend. Love yourself like never before. Look in the mirror and say, I love you. And whatever that thing is on your body that you don't like, send it love. Send it love. Send it love. There's only one you. There's only one you. No, you can't teach somebody how to love you if you don't love you first. You got to show them how you need love. You show them by loving yourself that way. and then they will step up to the call. And if they don't, let them go.
Amen.
Let them go. They are taking up valuable time away from you and the rest of your life and everything you have to do in this world. So change starts with the moving. I want to ask you, who are you? Who are you feeding? How are you feeding you? Are you feeding yourself empowerment or defeat? Who's your tribe? Uplifters or belittlers? Who are you in the group? Are you the gossiper or the cheerleader? These are all questions you need to ask yourself, because you should be so busy with yourself that you don't have time to be in anybody else's business. Okay? I want to challenge you to be unstoppable. Don't get in the way of who you are, okay? Because I'm unstoppable. I'm Portia with no brakes. I'm invisible. I win every race I play. I am powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. I'm unstoppable today. Okay, so you be unstoppable. And I want you to know, thank you. I want you to know that the words that set you up for your next are the words that follow your I am. So what are your I ams? What are your I ams? They should be so close to you in your phone, in your spirit, that you say them whenever you feel that flesh show up and tell you who you aren't. They should be just that close to you, okay? I have one more thing I want to say, and it's that this life we're living, it's for the living. It's for the now. We don't get do-overs. And I challenge you to live your life fully, because he said one day you'll leave this world behind. So live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. Don't let your life just pass you by. Thank you.